Jesus said, who are my mother and my brothers? Those who hear the word of God and do it. Can it be seen in my life that I hear, I read, and I do? Can it be seen in my life, according to James 2, that he who looks into the perfect law of liberty, that I will be changed by it? Because that verse tells us that if you look into the perfect law of liberty and walk away and forget what manner of man you are, you're deceived. No, do I look into the perfect law of liberty and I'm changed by it? Can it be seen in my life? I must examine myself. Is this me? Can I find Ronell on the pages? For years, as a young believer, I would take index cards. I remember I would take 1 Corinthians 13. And every place that is said that love is this, I would erase love on the index card and I would write my name. Ronell is patient and kind. Ronell is this. I would put my name. Why? Because the Bible tells us that God in the epistle of 1 John is love. And if he's love and if he dwells in me, then love must dwell in me. This, I must become it. So this year, what have I done? Have I lived this? Have I seen growth in my own life? Have I seen patience grow in me? Have I seen my speech change, my desires change? Or am I the same as I was last year? Am I the same as I was 6 months ago, 3 years ago? Because if I am, you're running the risk of standing before him and he says, you didn't endure. You stand before him and he says, I don't know you. You're standing before him, doing all the formalities, the religious things of what we think it is to be a Christian today. And we stand before him and he says, you barely made it in. Or he says, I don't know you. Or you stand before him and you went to church all your life. And he says to you, how come you didn't forgive your husband? How come you didn't forgive your wife? How come you didn't forgive your pastor? How come you didn't forgive this coworker? One individual that you lived your life in unforgiveness with. Because this book tells me that if you don't forgive from your heart, he says, neither will I forgive you. That scares me. Forgive. Then he says, and pray. How you ought to pray is, Lord, forgive me of my debts as I forgive those. In other words, forgive me in the same measure that I forgive. Examine yourself. Have I learned how to forgive people from my heart this year? Because if I'm crying out to him to forgive me according to how I forgive, then I must examine how I forgive people. Because that's the measure that he says, I'll forgive you in. Examine yourself. Why? Because I want to follow him. We must be a people that will follow him wherever he goes.